Aquaba, Aquaba, Aquaba. My name is Marcia Douglas, currently the chief or colonel of this Maroon community, the Charlestown Maroons. I've been the Maroon chief from 2015. After our former colonel, Colonel Frank Lumsden, died, I started acting as a colonel in order to, get things going and keep things on the road.
You are the first female Maroon chief
See,
following the great Nanny of the Maroons.
exactly.
Talk to me about her legacy and how important it is to honor her as the next female Maroon chief.
All right, so Nanny have been a phenomenal woman. She's outstanding. She's, I mean, very highlighted within the eyes of all four parents and our parents, grandparents, even us. As it is that she had portrayed a outstanding way of life that we today are living by. And it's really important to really highlight her, to big her up, to, let people know more about her. As she was that person who would pass knowledge from one generation to generation. And it is why we continue to give, the respect, the utmost respect that she deserved. Um, Nanny teaches so much as in healthcare, as in warfare technique, as in preservation, as in knowledge transfer. And so the language, the games, the dance, and all that was coming down that line. It is something that they would have never forget because she would have keep maintaining that. Nanny was that spiritual woman who would have used her natural herbs and spirituality to do healing as well as a part of the warfare. On Heroes Day, we go and we are gathering at Bump Grave in Moortown. And that's where Nanny Monument is. And we will be celebrating with the Moortown Maroons the victory that Nanny had brought and her legacy. And we will also be teaching, drumming, dancing. Our colonel there in Moortown, Colonel Wallace Sterling, has carried out such great work in putting it together so that we could actually be there to help to tell people more about what Nanny do. This year, they are doing language. It's a continuation of last year. So the Cromanti language will be spoken like Ba, gimme the abuba, meaning give me a stone. Those things, those language that they would have used that Nani had created a way in communicating with her people by using her own language. And that was why the British had brought in the missionary really to teach them Christianity, which to teach them English, which the missionary ended up teaching them Christianity. And so we continue the legacy of Nanny by teaching the language, the way of using the medicine, the way of life, how to preserve, how to transfer knowledge from one generation to the next. Being a female chief, of course, there are challenges. I remember when when I was first seated, the male colonels would say that this is not our easy life, this is not a way out. Um, it is not easy for a woman to be chief. But with persistence and the knowledge, I continue to do what I have to do. It is, it is very challenging too when you have a lot of male in your group or in your community. They will challenge you various ways, but you have to know that you are there as a mother to the community to actually share, to impart knowledge. As you know, that's what mother do. They are cooking, they would have their children by their side in the kitchen, even if the children is not doing anything, but they would say, pass me the scallion, and you would watch them how they prepare the scallion to put it in the pot. Or give me a little salt, and you'd watch them, and sometimes they would taste it in their hand middle, and they will let you do the same thing. So it's like providing a knowledge for the community that is way beyond expectation. Sometimes when I go to, when I go inside my house to get to sleep at night, it's like everything keep hammering down in my head to say, okay, this is it. Your time, I don't think you're going to go further. But then with persistence and planning and to deliver, because that's the main thing, you can plan and not deliver, then you are not successful. But when you plan and you deliver, then you can know you are growing. And when I watch one plan after the other keep delivering, and we are manifesting in certain things and in certain ways, I can say, well, yes, this was a part of my job. And of course, a better rose it was not. Right? So it means I have to climb the rocks and I have to do it. I have to do the do as according to the young people. The mayor colonels will say to me, um, come on, sister, how do you do this? As if they are challenging me to find out how I would do it. But then working together now with them, it only gives me an extra push, to say, okay, you have to do this. And this is the way it's done. And that is why I'm so glad that all the chief of the Windward Maroon community, our colonels, they come together with the Taino to form the Wahikaya, which is Yame Council of Indigenous Leaders. And so we get to pull each other up, you know, and on that board, you get to know who is who and how to work. And if you are down, they will tell you, sister, come on, man. You need to step up higher. Come on, brother. This is not it. But, we work together. Being a colonel, it's not really easy. But it's a job or a duty that is um, there and has been one of which I intend to fulfill to the fullest. So I'll not stop until Charlestown is properly developed, and I will ensure that some of the things that we start to implement within our community is placed out there, such as the different training, the different infrastructure. We bring in more people, more advanced things, and so much more.
What's the hardest part of being a female colonel?
The hardest part is really to manage your own community. That's the hardest part. Because sometimes your community don't see you for who you are. And when someone actually don't look at you for who you are, but is looking at what you have and what you can give, then you have a problem. Because they are going to say, well, they should have one car. Or talk about Colonel. Colonel needs to be more this and to be more that, and Colonel needs to have this, and Colonel needs to. And sometimes it gets you down. You feel despair. You feel as if, yeah, they might tell the truth, but when you understand yourself, and when you decide that's not what you are doing, that's not who you are, and that's not what makes you the leader that you are, then you can manage. It is not easy, I'm telling you. I cried nights after nights, and of course, I walk up and down in the house as if I lost my shadow, just thinking of how, what, when. How am I going to do it? What next am I going to do? When am I going to execute it? Those are the things. Until I learn to put everybody in their own category, in their own field, and move as the day go by.